Do you know what's wrong with this picture? It might look like someone had entered a password that didn't fit those listed requirements there and then updated the field, but that's not what happened here. So here we have a password change and confirmation field and then a list of requirements for the password. Well, this password is considered strong. It checks off all of the requirements. The password confirmation field matches, and yet when you hit that change password button, you get this password is not valid. If you go through this process and attempt to use one of your previous passwords, it will fail your attempt to change your password without an error indicating that you can't reuse your passwords. So you get passing all of the checks here on the change password screen, and yet you end up with this password is not valid. I knew almost immediately when I tried to use my old password and got this password is not valid. Of course, just enter a new one. But think about your average person who's using this website. They're like, okay, I've met all the requirements. I have all green checks. Why is this not working? The lesson here, I guess, is don't assume that your users have the same level of technical knowledge that you do. Don't assume that they are going to behave the same way that you do or that they're going to use your website in the same way that you would. So just because you might know that you shouldn't reuse a previous password doesn't mean your website's users are necessarily going to know that they shouldn't be reusing an old password. For form validation, make sure your error messages are clear. This one is not clear. All it says is this password is not valid. Use password help to create a stronger password, as if the password itself did not meet those strong password requirements when it did. That wasn't the actual error. So make sure your error messages are clear and accurate, and make sure any requirements or expectations for your form fields are listed upfront.